Focus is super important. It's what gets you through the mundane. It's what gets people to grind through the pain. But what if you don't have any? That's what we're going to talk about in the next couple of videos. Let's check it out. Hey, yo, what's up, tribe? Okay, let's think about this. A flashlight cannot be seen on the moon. I don't care how powerful it is. Flashlight is not going to be seen on the moon. But a laser, you can get the laser to the moon. Think about this. Can the sun warm you at night? Absolutely. If you take a lens, focus it, start a fire, and that fire can warm you as long as you can keep it going. Focus is so powerful to getting what you want in life. But what if you don't have any? What might be missing there? So one of the ways we can think about focus is having a why. So what is a why? A why is a vision. A why is a mission. A why is a passion to do what you want to do. And what I want to help you guys see in this video is how to find your why. I want you to think about this because it's important to have some sort of ultimate goal to push you to do some of the things that you need to do in life. So you're probably thinking, okay, Dr. D, how though? How am I going to find a why? I think part of this is really asking for what you want in life. So let's think about this for a second. If you have a fitness goal, why do you have that fitness goal? If you have a career goal, why do you have that career goal? This doesn't have to be some sort of great big legacy, although if you do have a legacy, if you do want to leave your legacy, that is a very powerful why. But even for these smaller goals, think about what your why is. Discover your why. Okay, tribe. So some of these whys are actually really simple and really easy to find. For you, when it comes to fitness, you might think about being old and making sure you can still get around. If you have kids, if you have grandkids, if you have nephews and nieces, you may want to stay active so you can be part of their life and part of a family. When it comes to your financial security, that can be by itself a very powerful why. It could be going and having the freedom to go on vacation. It could be understanding that you're providing for your family's future. It could be all sorts of things related to that security that money gives you, not necessarily focusing on money itself, but focusing on what it can do for you and your loved ones once it's earned and once it's properly put to work. But sometimes we need to have just something else that's driving us. And for many people, they just haven't found that why, that passion, that thing that can move them and get them out of bed in the morning. So let's talk about some things that you can do to discover your why. And I really want to keep using that word discover or find. It's not something that you can create out of thin air. It's really something that probably already exists inside you. One thing that you might be able to do is almost go back to when you were a kid. What was it that you wanted to do when you were a kid? And unfortunately, sometimes those desires get beat out of us. And unfortunately, it's hard to go back into it because we were sold a lie that we have to do something in life that someone else thought was right for us. I have a friend, and her daughter would have probably made a very successful photographer, very great artist. And I've always thought that the most passionate artist with a strong why can be so much more successful than the dispassionate lawyer or unmotivated doctor, because they're going to put every ounce of what they're doing into their work. And unfortunately, she was told that she had to go to school to be a doctor or to be a lawyer or to be one of those traditional occupations that people have been sold as really the only area you can find money and success. I think if you're watching this video, you know that that's probably not true. But if you've never heard that before, I'm telling you right now, passion is where success comes from. It breeds that powerful why. So again, go back to what you might have wanted to do as a kid and explore if maybe that makes sense for you today. And I know what some of you might be thinking, I don't want to go back to do that. It's like reinventing my life. People do that all the time. And they turn out to be so much more successful as a result of that. And it might not just be when you were a kid. It could have been when you were in high school. Could have been when you were in college. Could have been when you were in your early 20s. Just think about some of the things that you may have wanted to do in life and go back and see if they can be used to drive a passion to do something more, to do something that you love, to do something that will get you out of bed in the morning and get you to go to bed at the right time at night. Oftentimes, you may not even know that you already know what you really want to do, but you may not just see it. I'll guarantee your friends will see it and your family can see it. And it's probably something you talk about all the time. So talk to your friends and talk to your family. What do they see as something that really drives you, something that drives that conversation? And I'm not talking about your interests. Your interests in some respects are a simple diversion from life when you need it. And no matter how passionate you are about what you're doing, a diversion from life is absolutely important. So what is it inside you that you have to discover, and how can you discover it? I said talking to friends, and I said talking to family. But have you ever considered talking to yourself? Do you journal? Do you write? Do you meditate? These are 3 very, very powerful things that you can do to help you discover what's really inside your head and your heart. I guarantee you, if you haven't tried it before, it can be a really good way of discovering all about you, things that you may not have realized. And so don't be afraid to just do some free writing, whether it's on the computer, whether it's on pen and paper, whether it's on something you're going to burn that evening or delete the next day. Either way, it's something that you can use to help you discover what's inside of you that would actually drive you. And finally, I want you to think about this why, and I want you to think about having an infinite mindset when you do that. If you're not sure what I mean by an infinite mindset, Simon Sinek wrote The Infinite Game, and really what he discovered is he discovered an aspect of game theory which talks about having an infinite versus a finite mindset. When you're thinking about your passions, when you're thinking about your why, think about something that is always going to drive you to go forward. Something that once you get there isn't going to stop you. In business, I would avoid saying, try being the number 1 in a certain industry, in a certain category. For you, I'm going to suggest, don't just say, I want to win a race, because you're going to get done with that. Think about fitness. Think about how you might continue to be faster over the long term. Having an infinite mindset means looking for goals that are always going to push you forward. Essentially, you're saying you can't completely win except to win by always moving forward. This is all about the why, and this is all about finding your passion. In the next couple of videos, we'll talk about things such as time blocking, such as understanding time as a resource. We're going to talk about routines. We're going to talk about things that can help you get on track and help you drive towards that why. But we want to make sure that you have a good, strong why. So think about that. Okay, tribe. Hey, thanks for tuning into this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell, and keep checking in with these videos. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video, where I will talk about how you can manage your time as a more valuable resource than money. Take care, tribe. And I hope you're better today than you were yesterday. And I'm looking forward to you being better tomorrow than you were today.